Hello, everybody. This is Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions, and I thank you for your time. I want to introduce you to my new Client Spotlight series, in which I share information about clients I have helped since 2010 either start or reinstate 501c3 nonprofit organizations to enhance their communities. So let's get started. In this video, I'm going to tell you about how Michael offers healthy vegetables through a nonprofit community garden that I helped him establish as a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Client Spotlight. Michael lives in Dothan, Alabama. Michael contacted me because he wanted to reinstate the community vegetable garden his late aunt started years ago in Dothan, Alabama. I asked Michael to reserve a phone consultation to allow me to listen to him explain the circumstances that caused the revocation and the services he would like to offer after 501c3 reinstatement. During the consultation, we discussed the revocation rationale. I asked Michael what happened, what caused the IRS to revoke the 501c3 nonprofit status from the community garden. And he said that it was just basically because someone did not file the appropriate Form 990 information returns for 3 consecutive years. And that's normally the reason why the IRS revokes nonprofit status. Then I talked about the problem in the community. I wanted to make sure that he could validate that the problem still existed that his aunt solved by doing the vegetable garden. And the problem was, and still was, the fact that people could not get wholesome, fresh vegetables in their communities. They just couldn't get it, they weren't available. So he validated that that problem still existed. We discussed the program services he wanted to offer through the reinstated nonprofit organization. And he wanted to continue offering the vegetable garden for people in the community by offering the food that's available through a vegetable garden and how to get it started, getting the plots done again, getting the soil brought in, seeds, plants, fertilizers, everything that he needed to do. He wanted to just start doing that once again. And he also wanted to add on a component that his aunt had not offered, and that was a component where he could teach children, offer an educational component to teach children how to create their own vegetable gardens and to teach them the nutritional value of eating healthy foods. So we talked about how that would look. Then we determined if we could collaborate together, our collaboration feasibility. I explained to Michael my process that I use to help people reinstate nonprofit organizations, specifically that I use a very methodical process when I'm helping people. I take my time and complete the application packet from scratch for them, and I wanted to make sure he was okay with the timeline that I established, and he was. And I also wanted to make sure that I was going to collaborate with someone who was serious and focused about doing the work necessary for us to collaborate with each other. And we determined that we were a good fit for each other. And then we discussed the application process. I told him that I only complete the Form 1023 long version. I don't do the easy version. I gave him the 30 business day timeline, and I told him what he could expect to receive from me each day during that timeline, and he was fine with that. Then we talked about the process. After we determined that we are a good fit to work with each other, then we started talking about the process, or I started explaining the process to Michael about how I work, how I will do my best to help him reinstate the 501c3 status for the community garden that he wanted to offer in honor of his aunt who had started it years ago. So I explained that I was going to send him a contractual agreement. The contractual agreement outlines everything that I do. I actually follow 30 regimented steps to helping people start or reinstate nonprofits. So the contractual agreement includes those steps and great descriptions of each step. Then Michael read the contractual agreement and I received the payment. He paid me for my services per the contractual agreement. And then I sent him the application completion timeline so he could see when to expect to receive each and every document from me, what day to expect the bylaws, what day to expect the your activities document, what day to expect the financial data report, and so on. And again, my timeline is 30 business days. That's the time frame I ask people to allow me to complete their application packet. And then I started completing the application task for Michael. So this is the process that we went through, the preliminary process that we went through to get started, okay, to work together. So let me tell you about the application task that I completed for Michael. I validated the articles of incorporation were still current with the Secretary of State's office in Alabama. So I went online and I checked the status of the articles because they have to be in current good standing in order for the IRS to reinstate a status. So I did that for Michael. Then I wrote the bylaws. I wrote the your activities document. I wrote the conflict of interest policy. And I wrote the fundraising activities. And I'm not going to get into what each one of those documents contain, the type of information they contain. I teach that in another course, but I just want to let you see of what I completed, the task that I completed for Michael. Okay, and these are the documents that are included as attachments in the Form 1023. They are called supplemental responses. And let's continue on with the task that I completed. I wrote the financial data report. I created a pay.gov account, or I assisted him in creating a pay.gov account. And that's the account that you have to use to upload your application to the IRS. So I help Michael. I actually provide a quick reference guide or step-by-step guide for my clients to create the pay.gov account themselves. Then I completed a Form 1023, which is the actual application that you must complete in order to apply for 501c3 status to be in the beginning or to apply for 501c3 reinstatement. Then I attached the supplemental responses to the Form 1023. And finally, I submitted or sent everything to Michael. I said, okay, this is the information. Everything is done for you. And of course, he had already read the documents as I sent them to him. And I sent everything to him. I said, okay, now is the time for you to go out and process your fee, the IRS processing fee, yourself. I don't process the fee for my clients because I want them to get the receipt themselves saying that we have processed the fee and they are comfortable moving forward because now it's in the hands of the IRS. Now, once the client submits their application to the IRS, just like Michael did, it takes about 6 months to process an application, but if I remember correctly, it did not take that amount of time for Michael to get a response from the IRS. Again, I'm Susan Woods, everybody, and I own LCM Educational Resources, LLC, which I'm doing business as Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. And I take great pleasure in having the opportunity to work with people from across the United States and helping them start or reinstate a nonprofit. I started in 2010. I've completed over 400 application packets for people that represent 33 states so far, and my approval rating is 100%. And here's just a little bit of information about my background. I'm very, very focused on doing this work. I'm proud of the work that I have done and been able to do to help people along the way over the years. And I'm going to tell you in just a moment exactly what Michael is doing today through his nonprofit organization because he did get reinstated by the IRS, and I want to let you know how he's doing so far. But this is some information about me, which I hope gives credibility to the work that I'm doing and will get your confidence in maybe hiring me or recommending me to help other people in the future with starting or reinstating their nonprofit organization. One more thing I want to share with you before I get back to Michael and the great work he's doing right now through his nonprofit organization and the actual name of his nonprofit organization. I want to share with you an opportunity to become a member of the Grassroots nonprofit community that I started to share even more information with people, because one thing I noticed is that because I've been doing this work now, this is my 15th year, when I submit or when I complete application packets for my clients, that's basically it. There's no ongoing support after they get their status. And so I changed that last year when I created this grassroots nonprofit community membership. And in this community, I provide these benefits, as you can see here on the screen. You get the nonprofit newsletter free of charge. You get the Grassroots Nonprofit Community Access. It's a Facebook group page for nonprofit professionals that are in our membership to collaborate, to share information, to grow together, to share best practices and course opportunities and just what's going on in their world in the nonprofit sector. We have monthly Zoom meetings on the first Monday of each month at 7 p.m. where we all get together. We talk about what's going on. And I offer quarterly one-on-one consultations with me to talk about what's going on. And I have 3 membership options, as you can see here: bronze, silver, gold. The bronze membership is $5 per month. The silver membership is $10 per month. And the gold membership is $15 per month. And I think, well, I don't only think, I know that these are excellent rates for what I'm offering. I mean, the nonprofit newsletter alone is worth a lot because I share information about the nonprofit sector, news and current events. I provide information about grant money that's available and how to apply for it. I also talk about on-demand and instructor-led courses specifically designed for nonprofit leaders, not only what I provide or what I teach, but also what other people teach as well. Then I also provide information about best practices that you can use to enhance your nonprofit organization. And the newsletter is written for aspiring nonprofit professionals who are thinking about getting in the nonprofit sector, new nonprofit professionals who just started, and established nonprofit professionals who I call veterans that have been in the business for a long time. So that nonprofit newsletter is monthly and it's free of charge if you are a bronze, silver, or gold member of the community. And I'm just showing you what's free. There are other benefits to joining this membership, and those include having access to discounts on different courses that I offer, the different webinars that I offer. So I didn't include all of that here, but you will have access to that information as well. And if you want to learn more about it, all you have to do is scan this QR code, and it will take you directly to the Grassroots Nonprofit Community membership page where you can learn more about all of the perks of joining the membership, as well as how to process your payment to get involved. So that's one thing I want to share with you before I get back to Michael, to tell you about Michael's name of his nonprofit organization and how you can follow his progress with the nonprofit. One more thing I want to share with you. Let's say you don't want to be involved in a membership situation. You just don't want to do that. Perhaps you just want to get the nonprofit newsletter each month. Now remember, if you joined either level of membership that I offered, the nonprofit newsletter is a free benefit of either bronze, silver, or gold. But if you just don't want to be a member, if you just don't have time to be a member, attending meetings, participating in the Facebook group page, and all of those things, and you just want the information that I share in a newsletter, then I invite you to subscribe to it. It's $10 a month as a separate benefit. It's $10 per month. And again, you will receive information regarding nonprofit news, grant funding announcements, and instructor-led courses, best practices to operate nonprofits, IRS updates, and a whole lot more. And you can scan this QR code to get more information about becoming a member. I'm not becoming a member, I'm sorry, about subscribing to the monthly nonprofit newsletter. And it's only $10 per month. And you will receive that newsletter on the first Monday of each month by 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So now, thank you for the commercial break. I'm going to get back to Michael. The name of Michael's nonprofit organization is the Dubois Institute for Entrepreneurship Incorporated, doing business as Aunt Katie's Community Garden and Farm. The EIN is 20-444-6221. You can use that information to look up his nonprofit on the irs.gov website. The nonprofit organization, again, is located in Dothan, Alabama. And Michael is a client that I was honored to help to get his Aunt Katie's Community Garden and Farm reinstated to benefit his community. Currently, the community garden provides fresh vegetables for the people in Dothan, Alabama. Michael's team also teaches youth how to grow gardens and the long-term health benefits of eating healthy vegetables. The Aunt Katie's Community Garden and Farm, in which he operates, the name in which he operates under, is having a positive impact in the communities it serves. So once again, everybody, this makes me feel so good knowing that I will never visit Dothan, Alabama, or it's highly unlikely, but I know that I helped that community indirectly by guiding Michael through the process of reinstating his Aunt Katie's community garden and farm to benefit the people in the community who did not have access to fresh vegetables. Thank you so much for your time. This is a series, again, it's called Client Spotlight Series, that I'm going to share in the newsletter and and for my members of the Grassroots nonprofit community going forward. So you will see a new client spotlight on the first Monday of each month going forward if you join a membership, gold, silver, or bronze, or if you become a subscriber to the newsletter. This year, I've decided that I'm going to share my knowledge with people who invest in my services. Since I started doing this work in 2003, I provided free resources. I've shared free information on an ongoing basis, and you've probably subscribed or you've probably benefited from that information. But I've decided to share my information and my knowledge with people who invest in my services or in my business. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that my work is way more valuable than $5 per month. I know that. But that's what I'm willing to accept just to share information that I know is helping the community. Thank you so much for your time, and I invite you to at least join the bronze membership level, which is only $5 per month. Or if you don't like memberships, subscribe to the newsletter, which is $10 per month. Or if you or someone you know needs reinstatement services, please reach out to me on my website at www.trustsusanwoods.com. Again, I'm Susan Woods. I thank you so much for your time and have a great day.